This is our video on swarm trap placing and baiting. You'll see later in this video that I also like to use deer stands, deer tree stands. So anyways, 4 of the traps are hung in a tree. Only one of them doesn't require a ladder. So basically I put a nail in the top for my bracket, which just holds it while I'm placing it. Then I put a ratchet strap around it with some shims that I use for leveling. When doing it this way, I like to have it canted out a little bit before I start ratcheting it and then bringing it into level. The reason why I need level boxes is because of the way my frames are set up on the inside. I use a lot of starter strips, so they do a lot of drawing, and I need that comb to be straight or it's going to cause problems later. All the traps are 5 frames deeps, and I'll go over the placement of the frames later in this video with a void on the bottom. So they're roughly about 40 liters. I do use vents because when you're transporting them after you caught, you don't want them to get hot, and sometimes that's in the middle of July, so the vents are important. And if I don't want them while I'm catching, I can just tape them off with some painter's tape. So this is the way most of my traps are placed, in a tree with a nail and a ratchet strap. They get very, very heavy, and I do make sure that they're level. That bracket in the back will have a little bit of flex to it, which is kind of nice when leveling. So this is just one option. There's a lot of options. We have a Facebook page, Honeybee Swarm Catching, if you're interested. There's lots of different trap designs, lots of different ideas, and great participation. One of the things I forgot to mention is that all my traps have a feed plug on the top. So if I do need to feed where they're sitting, or if I move it to my yard and I'm not quite ready to put them in a hive body, I can still feed them from the top. I've had to drill these on site with bees in the trap, and it wasn't exactly fun, so I went ahead and did it with all my traps. I just popped the plug, put a quart feeder on top, and in my opinion, a lot of times that's helped lock them in. They look up, they see food above their head, and they can immediately start using those resources to draw a comb. To continue the video on trap placement, one of the easiest places to put a trap is in an existing deer blind tree stand. Great height, relatively safe, safer than a ladder, easy to put up. So with all my traps though, I do like to level them, so that's why there's some shims underneath there. Keep everything level because of the way I run them. I use a lot of starter strips. So if they are in there for a while and they start drawing comb, I want it to be straight. I don't want it to be crooked so that it can go into the beehive easy. But again, you have many options of placing traps. You have many options as far as what kind of traps to use. I do have a Facebook group. We've currently got over 16,000 members. It's Honeybee Swarm Catching on Facebook. We'd love to see you there. A lot of great ideas, a lot of great participation. 16,000 members worldwide in less than 3 months, so we're pretty happy with it. If you'd like to join, or even if you're just curious, we'd love to have you. So anyways, trap placement, deer tree stand. You can't beat it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. So this is the configuration of my frames inside the swarm trap. So we're going to start from back to front. The furthest back frame is a heavily waxed plastic foundation frame. The wax on it is great for scent. The second one working towards you in the swarm trap towards the entrance is a starter strip with fishing line. Fishing line just simply helps to reinforce that comb, which can be very soft and pliable when they're drawing it out. This one started out as a starter strip, but this is my bait comb. So just a dry, brood frame, something that the queen can immediately start laying in. Also great for scenting. Gives them the idea that this is home. And then the last 2, again towards the front, are just starter strip and fishing line. So this is how I run them inside the trap. I used to do the fishing line in an X, but I've since changed that. So if you're curious how I do this, it's simply a starter strip frame, heavily waxed, with 20-pound fishing line, which I run all the way through, and then tie 2 overhand knots, pound a nail in about halfway, stretch that over the nail, and then pound it in the rest of the way. And that tightens the fishing line, and gives you some reinforcement. Then I just trim off the tag ends. So that's just how I do it. I prefer naturally drawn comb rather than plastic foundation in my hives. I let the bees do what they want instead of telling them what I want as far as cells. There's a debate on that, but that's just how I do it. Plus it does save money. Plastic foundation is expensive, so it's just how I choose to do it. And as you can see here on this middle one, they do a pretty good job on their own, so I let the girls do what they want. So this is how I scent my swarm traps. I am a believer in Swarm Commander. It's been very, very successful for me. You can use lemongrass oil, and of course the drawn comb brood frame is great for scenting. Also, I coat the inside of them with melted wax, all my traps. But anyways, with the Swarm Commander, about once every 2 weeks I'll come back and reapply. I put one spray in the back corner on the top of the frame away from the entrance, and then I put 2 sprays at the entrance, one inside and then one around it. And again, I just reapply that every 2 weeks. So Swarm Commander's worked well for me, and I will continue to use it. When it gets low, sometimes I put in some lemongrass just to buy some time. Stuff's not cheap. So that's going to wrap it up for swarm trap placement, baiting, and hive frame configuration. I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you would like to join our Facebook group, it's Honeybee Swarm Catching on Facebook. We'd love to have you over there. And if this video jumped around because I originally thought that I might be shooting this part first and the deer stand second, I apologize for that. We're still learning all of this. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to get notifications as we start checking these traps on a regular basis and reporting on any scouting activity and hopefully the catching. Thanks again for watching Fishing for Bees.